Hello everybody, welcome to Champman FPL Game Week 6 live. My name is James, one half of the Planet FPL podcast. As you can see, we've got graphics on the screen again. Let us know how Wi-Fi sound is and that, guys. I think looks like we're going to be in a much better position than we were in on Wednesday. Just to go and reference what you might see that's slightly additional. Obviously, the West Ham and Arsenal result is obviously there in red. It's finished full time. You can see your kickoff time for Fulham Bolton. Below the scoreboard on the right, you will see a few words there that says, "This stream runs with a delay. Don't beat James to the news." So, look, you guys can police it from there. I'll put a couple of reminders out during the stream. I know for everybody who's kind of in the chat and live, it's kind of frustrating when I'm repeating myself, but obviously please be aware as well that some people will join randomly mid-game, etc. So we got about 23 minutes into kickoff. As always, we'll start as we should. My friend Gary Robinson, that is my cap plan, our Manchester United correspondent, had a recommendation, and his recommendation was that you should down a drink like every time we say Riverside motherfucker. Now, I'm not going to down a drink, but I've just said it once, so take a swig. So next time I say Riverside motherfucker, you have to have another sip of a drink. That's twice now. Right, let's get into what happened in the early kickoff. Then we'll go through team news of the 3 o'clocks. I think no huge problems. I think the big name to miss out is probably Robbie Fowler at Liverpool. But I don't think there are too many dramas from the team news that I've seen that's going to affect anyone too much. And then obviously we'll get into the 3 o'clocks. I'll get into the chat with you guys and we'll have some fun from there. I assume, guys, everything is working fine. That's what I'm going to assume, unless you guys tell me different. Just remember, guys, as I said, it doesn't matter now, but it probably will do a little later on. Is because of the graphics, I'm on a 30-second delay. I will get the scores up and announce them instantly wherever possible. Please try and wait till I've said who scored before you pop it in the chat. Right, so early kickoff, final score at Upton Park of West Ham 0, Arsenal 0. Big news, obviously, that Thierry Henry went off substituted on 59 minutes again. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Sorry, guys. Andy, James, Dave, FPL Tactician, Simple Goal, James Lapran, thank you very much for everything. Supermarket ran out of cans, so I'm on bottles, but I managed to get my beer. And also shout out, obviously, to FPL Captain with a K, our man behind the graphics. Thank you very much, my friend. Let's do this. So, Henry subbed again on 59 minutes. Can you believe it? Sacrificed after Martin Keown was sent off. Arsenal do have a Champions League game in the week. The suggestion might have been that they've just pulled him off to save him for that rather than play him up front on his own. So not too much to report back on. Apparently Arsenal should have won the game. They had loads of efforts on goal, but only the one on target. David Seaman picked up one save bonus though, whereas Tom Phillips, the 4.0 keeper in goal for West Ham, did not. There were 3 bonus points for Thomas Repka, 2 for David Seaman, 2 for Ashley Cole. And James has just realised that he's left all his fucking notes for the 3 o'clock games. Bear with me a minute, guys. If I had a brain, I'd be fucking dangerous, wouldn't I? Why am I more handsome with headphones on? I haven't worked that out yet, but I am. So, let's get into the 3 o'clocks. We'll go through these alphabetically. 2 changes for Blackburn. Stiging and Bjornaby is obviously injured. And also no Gary Flitcroft in that lineup. They've obviously picked a far more attacking side playing at home today than the defensive bollocks they rocked up at Everton with. So they line up Friedel, Curtis, Berg, short. Do you know what? Let's do this formation-wise. Be much better. Hold that thought. So 3 at the back, 3 to win goal. Curtis Berg short. Wing backs of Duff, McAteer, Hignett and Tugai essentially. Matt Janssen in the number 10 role, pushing forward to support Marcus Bent and Grabby. Obviously Janssen and Bent back in the side. Rather this ridiculous formation seems to play away from home. The advice seems to be on Blackburn. Home fixtures, great. Away fixtures, nah. So I think like Grabby, for example, if you own him, and a few certainly will now, pick him at home, don't pick him away. That's where I feel like we're at the moment. So, Middlesbrough, 2 changes for them as well. No place for Robbie Stockdale and no place for Dean Windass. Mark Crossley in goal. There is a debut for Ian Pearce at right back. Southgate andEgyog at centre half. Gianluca Festa at left back. Johnston on the right. Dean Gordon again on the left. Greening and Ince centrally. Boxic up front with Hamilton Rickard, who comes into the side. At the Valley, 2 changes for Charlton Athletic. John Robinson comes back into the side and there's a first appearance of the season for Radistin Kishishev, who's back from injury. Luke Young and Scott Parker miss out. Dean Kiley in goal then for Charlton. Back 4 of Powell, Shitu, Rufus and Kishiev from left to right. Wilcox left midfield, Robinson right midfield. Kinsella with Gary McAllister centrally. Bartlett and Yule again with the 2 up front. For Newcastle, just the 1 change. Wayne Quinn replaced at left back. Robbie Elliott's back in. Shay Given in goal. Elliott, Dabizas, Marcelino, Barton the back 4. Midfield again is Robert, Besadas, Dyer, Solano. Bellamy stays in the team with Shearer up front. There are 2 changes for Derby County. Seth Johnson is obviously injured and there's no place for Malcolm Christie, who I think might have been catching a few eyes at his price. Into the team come Paul Buerton, easy for you to say, and Fabrizio Ravanelli is rushed back into that starting lineup again. So they are back 3, Poom in goal, Elliott, Rigger, Carbonari allowed to step out from centre half. Buertin at left wing back, Aranio right wing back, midfield 3 stays the same of Powell, Burley, Valakri, Kinclardi and Ravanelli as split forwards up front. Everton are 5-3-2, slightly more defensive as usual away from home as opposed to their kind of go-to 3-5-2 in home games that they expect to win. There is a turn to the starting lineup for David Unsworth in place of Paul Gascoigne. It means Mark Pembridge moving into midfield. Kevin Campbell is in up front for Max Moore, and Steve Simonson has got the nod in goal ahead of Thomas Mura to replace Paul Gerrard. I think that's one that surprised. So it's Simonson in goal. Back 5, I'll go from left to right. Unsworth, Weir, Stubbs, Xavier, Watson. Unsworth as left wing back, so encouraged to push on. And Watson from right back, Unsworth from left back, Watson from right back. Both encouraged to push forward though. Thomas Gravenson is the holding midfield player. Mark Pembridge moves from left wing to central midfield with Scott Gemmell. Those 2 both have licence to support the front 2 of Ferguson and Campbell. A slightly more familiar looking lineup for Leeds United at Ellen Road, although there is still some surprise in that lineup, I would say. It's the common 4-4-1-1 formation. Hart and Viduka obviously come back into the side. There is what I assume is a full debut for Harpal Singh playing central midfield. No place for Dominic Matteo. No place for Alan Smith despite his excellent performance at the Riverside motherfucker. Drink! And obviously Stephen McPhail misses out through injuries. So they are Martin in goal, Hart, Ferdinand, Radaby, Kelly at the back. Kuehl, Singh centrally with Batty. Kuehl obviously on the left. Eric Backer on the right. Robbie Keane behind Mark Viduka. Ipswich lineup 5-3-2. Very similar system to what they played at Arsenal in game week 1. There are 4 changes in all. Gardso, Miller, Wright and Carrick miss out. McGrill, Makin, Martin Roycer and Pablo in that starting lineup for Ipswich. Serrani in goal. Back 5 left to right is Makin, Hariderson, Bramble, McGrill, Tarico. Central midfield Holland. Left midfield Roycer. Right midfield Fanidi. and Marcus Stewart and Pablo encouraged to drop back in defensively from centre forward positions. At Leicester City, there is just the one change for Leicester. It's in the right back position. Gary Rowett only fit enough for a place on the bench. Robbie Savage is back in at right back. They are Tim Flowers in goal. Delaney and Savage encouraged to get forward from the fullback positions. Taggart and Elliott at centre half. Dennis Wise central midfield. Muzzy is allowed to push forward from central midfield. Impey on the left. Joby McAnuff again on the right. And Scowcroft in support of Dean Sturridge. The Chelsea roulette strikes again somewhat. Usual formation, 3-4-1-2. Kudachini in goal. There is no place for John Terry. Mario Melchiot plays at centre half. There's no place for Gronkiar at left wing back. Celestine Babiaro comes in. And Ida Gudjohnsen does not even make the bench. Mikel Forsell is up front for Chelsea. So Kudachini in goal. Back three of Melchiot, Gallas, Desailly. Wing backs, Babiaro, Stanic. Petit and Lampard again in central midfield. Zola at 10. Hasselbank and Forsell up front. There are two changes for Liverpool, one of which we would have known because Marcus Babbel has gone back to Germany. So Vegard Hegem replaces him. And as I mentioned at the start, no place for Robbie Fowler in the starting 11. He is on the bench. So Jari Litmanen plays up front for Liverpool. They are Dudek in goal. John Onorisa again at left back. Henshaw and Hippier. Hegem at right back. Barnby and Smeets are really encouraged to push on from wide positions. Biscan and Gerrard again centrally. I mean, Biscan is starting to lock down a place potentially here for Liverpool. Litmanen and Heskey up front. Villa formation-wise, very similar to our Ipswich lineup today. We knew there were going to be a number of changes for them today following the leaks yesterday, but I don't think too many people were planning on starting Aston Villa assets today in any case. Obviously, Schmeichel's suspended. Steve Staunton is at Butlins. No place for George Boateng, and Balaban also misses out. Into the team come Enkelman in goal. Alpay we knew would play. Delaney at right back. David Ginola plays on the left. They are 5-3-2. Enkelman in goal. Alan Wright left back. Barry, Alpay, Melberg as the centre halves. Delaney at right back. Ian Taylor centre midfield. David Ginola left midfield. Steve Stone right midfield. The two forward men, just like Ipswich, encouraged to drop deep and help out with the midfield are Juan Pablo Angel and OOP Paul Merson. I see Patrick Lawson saying in the chat, Johnson is injured, isn't he? He may well be, Patrick. That's probably on me. So that'll be the reason why that he's missed out. I knew he wasn't the headline to miss out anyway. On to Sunderland. Just one change for them. It will please quite a few, I think. Julio Arca is back in the team for the suspended Stefan Schwartz. It means Chris Park-Williams goes into a central midfield position. So they are back four remains the same. Sorensen, Mickey Gray, Emerson Tomes, Stanislav Fargo and Bernd Haas. Julio Arca comes in left midfield. Bart Williams central midfield with Gavin McCann. Gary Till retains his place on the right. Kevin Phillips and Leslandes up front. Leslandes is the only Sunderland player so far with any attacking returns. And finally, to the lane. Come on, you Spurs! Just the one change for Spurs. I probably should do the Man United team, shouldn't I? So I'm jumping the gun there. 6 changes, obviously, for Manchester United. All the guys that come in last week that were kind of backup players are all out. So that's Woolwork, Brown, Chadwick, Fortune and Andy Cole. Gary Neville also misses out. There's a place for Dennis Irwin at right back. So, but all the other first starters, so Blanc, Keane, Giggs, they're all back in. Dwight York. So it's Bartes in goal, Irwin right back, Sylvester left back, Ronnie Johnson and Blanc again at centre half. Keane central midfield with Varane encouraged to push on. Perhaps he can finally improve on just the one assist so far this season from the 12 million midfield man. Giggs on the left, Beckham on the right, York and Van Nistelrooy again up front. As I was saying, over to White Hart Lane, just the one change for Spurs. Gordon Benjavcevic, I think, isn't it, comes back in for Ledley King. Bungie had a small injury, he's back in. So I think we anticipated that. So Casey Keller retains his place in goal, been very popular, as have Spurs assets in the transfer stakes this week. Keller in goal, back three of Richards, Benjavcevic, Chris Perry. Wing backs of Ziege and Anderton. Gus Poyet, centre midfield. Selakovic, same position as he was at Bolton. Central midfield encouraged to push into the number 10 position, where Teddy Sheringham is then encouraged to push up and join a front two of Sergei Rebrov and Stefan Everson, who both play. I understand from the Chapman FPL account that just about everybody that owns Rebrov so far has captained him. I did debate for a little while moving Van Nistelrooy to Rebrov myself. I felt it would cost me 2 transfers that would be better used for me at another time. Their opponents today are Southampton. 2 changes for Southampton. No place in the team for Jason Dodd and Kevin Davis, which means Mark Draper into a midfield position and James Beattie is back in the forward line for Southampton. They line up Paul Jones in goal, Wayne Bridge, Lundic van der Lap and Dan Petrescu right back. That's the back 4. Howard left midfield, Svensson right midfield, the 2 wide players encouraged to push on. Murray, Draper essentially. As I said, Beattie is back in that Southampton lineup with Marion Pahars. There are your 3 o'clock team news. I will have team news for you on the 5:30 kickoff around about 4:30, which is Fulham and Bolton. Those who have captained Arsenal assets are probably thinking I'm never captaining someone in the 12:30 kickoffs again. And those who captained Lewis Boamorte 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't be surprised with the early evening kickoff if they have done that again. Before I get into the chat, just some few stats released from the guys today, just in case you missed them. So captaincy, Ruud van Nistelrooy is the most captained. I've captained him, 35%. Thierry Henry, 21% of captainers blanked. It is a 1 point plus 1 return for Henry captainers. Alan Shearer, 12.5% captained, and Rebrov, 9% captained. Most bought this week was Lewis Boamorte, 144 buys. I think that's reflective of obviously what happened 2 weeks ago when they had that evening kickoff against Southampton. I think people were obviously waiting through that Manchester United game to then make that transfer this week. Obviously, a lot had gambled last week as well. Only 3 more buyers than Salakovic. Again, I think people had waited for that Bolton game. But despite the 5 out of 10 rating and the deeper midfield position, seems enough have been encouraged by him playing in the number 10 position in the 3-0 League Cup win over Wickham in midweek. But he does play in a central midfield position. So, one to watch. But Spurs have 4 home games in a row that starts today. Sergei Rebrov, 3rd most bought in 114. Casey Keller, 89 buys, is the 4th most bought player this weekend. So, and Christian Ziege, left wing back, 74. 4 of the top 5 are Spurs players. I think in the Casey Keller one, that's higher than it would have been and encouraged by the Schmeichel suspension kicking in just after Villa had kept a nice clean sheet at home to Sunderland. I think that was the obvious transfer for people to make if they had goalkeeper issues, be it Schmeichel or Hislop or whatever, was to go to Keller. Timing absolutely spot on there. 3 most sold players with that in mind. Obviously, Peter Schmeichel was the most, 133 sold. Over 100 have sold Juan Sebastian Veron, 108. I think his ownership will possibly be sub 20% now. I'm not sure. Perhaps one of our guys can confirm that in the chat at some point. But it has taken a fall. You can only hold on so long. I obviously sold last week. I didn't think the timing was right, but I got away with it. And 79 players interested have sold Gianfranco Zola, which I think is really interesting. Chelsea come into a more difficult run following this fixture. There's But before that, it's West Ham at home next week. So Leicester away today. I think it's Everton away after that. Derby away. Then there's a real tougher run where they've got kind of Liverpool and Leeds. But they're both at home. That's a really, really interesting one that Zola's been sold. We have joint highest owned players at the moment, 67%. Ian Hart, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Alan Shearer is the 3rd most owned player now, 56% owned. David Beckham just a shade under 50%. I think a lot of people have made that cut from Veron to Beckham to make the £2 million savings. And Lord Staunton is owned by 45%. Obviously doesn't take part at Anfield today, but I don't think anybody particularly had the intention of starting him today anyway, did they? If they did, with Villa conceding 8 in their previous 2 away games at Charlton and Blackburn, I suggest you're brave as. If you've got Villa defensively today, you really are brave as. That said, Liverpool have so far only scored 4 Premier League goals. For myself, I rolled a transfer this week. As I said, Van Nistelrooy is my captain. I took a hit of a good 100 odd places last week. I'm down to 150 something or 170 something. I don't know. Well, I lost about 100 places. I knew I was going to take a red arrow last week with the -8 hit. That was almost a certainty, but got me in a much better position to where I feel now. So I line up today, as far as I know, all mine are playing. Casey Keller in goal. Back three of Sammy Hippier, Ian Hart, Laurent Blanc. Midfield, I have Malbronk in the 5:30. I have Selakovic. I have Harry Kuehl. I have Solano. Up front, I have Canute is obviously blanked, and Canute is likely making way for me following, well, obviously now in time for game week 7. And I have Shearer and captain Van Nistelrooy. My first sub, should I guess Steve Malbronk not play in the 5:30 kickoff, is Nikos Dabizos away to Charlton. Kevin Nolan and Richard Rufus are my other subs. My intention right now, going into next week with 2 frees, is to use them. There are 2 teams that I particularly want to attack because I think timing wise is really good. The first is Ipswich Town. Following the game today, obviously a difficult fixture at Leeds. They played Blackburn at home, West Ham at home, Sunderland away, Bolton at home, Tottenham away, and then there's another home game following that as well. I really liked what our friend Luke from Scout said on his video with Andy from Let's Talk FPL in the week. Really good analysis on Tarico, that even when they're conceding goals, which they regularly will, he's in the bonus a lot. So the idea at the moment would be sort of Rufus to Tarico, step that up, give me better coverage, and I can play him as and when I want. And the other one I'm thinking of doing right now, and plenty could change my mind, is Canute to Henrik Pedersen, actually, of Bolton. So again, Bolton today with a difficult fixture at Fulham in the 5:30. But following that, they've now got 3 home fixtures starting in game week 7, which are Sunderland, Derby and Southampton. They follow that with a trip to Ipswich and then another home game at Aston Villa. So I think Bolton, really short term, a punt on, say, Pedersen up front. It might be that I change my mind and go for Ricketts. I just think Pedersen is more assured of the starts. Although hasn't lived up to the financial outlay of 7.5 million. Is really expensive so far. But I think he's a perfect case where it could be dip in for fixtures, dip the fuck back out. Right. That's everything, guys. I'm going to have a bit of beer now. Cheers. Much love. Thanks for joining in. We got plenty in. That's good. That's good. So, while we're waiting, guys, for the kickoffs, I kind of glimpsed at chat. People seem to be saying stream's going okay, etc. I gather from the chat it's fine. For those who are joining in now, just before we sort of get into the kickoffs, just please have a quick note at the look at the note underneath where you see the scores to the right hand side of your screen here. This stream runs with a delay. The delay is about 30 seconds. That's because to enable the graphics to hit into the live stream. So the idea is try not to beat me to the news. It doesn't particularly bother me. Please respect others in the chat and try and wait, because people want to be in the chat, but they don't want the surprise of the goals coming through, ruining shit. We are 1 minute to kick off. Let us know in the chat, guys, if you are captaining somebody who I've not mentioned, you know, beyond the obvious of Van Nistelrooy, if you've had the Henry fail, Shearer, Rebroff. I'm sure there'll be some Bar Mortes out there. Is there anybody else captain-wise that people are looking at and a captain today, been brave enough? Let us know what kind of transfers you're thinking coming up. It is, to my knowledge, 2 o'clock. The other thing you'll notice on the clock, which our friend FPL Captain has done, well, you won't know it yet, you'll probably see it when the timer starts going on the clock, is he needs to stop it dead at minute 45, because he can do it this week where it goes up to 90 minutes. But essentially, if he goes a second over and misses it, it will just be stuck on 45:01 until we start the second half. Andrew Martin is in the chat. He's saying, turn off at Fantasy Champ Man notifications if you're watching this. It's Andy's Twitter account. He's telling you to turn it the fuck off so you can try and enjoy this. And that is the best way, guys, honestly. It's not to put you off the Twitter feed, etc. But if you want to enjoy this stream, the best way to do it, generally speaking, is to turn off the notifications. We have kicked off. Game on. The guys are asking predictions for first goal scorer. Plus, I'm going to tell you word for word what's in their tweets. So you don't need it on. Who do we think first goal scorer today? I'm going for Salakovic. Come on, you Spurs. My man FPL captain. He's got a little graphic up now. He's saying he's nervous. What are you nervous about, pal? Your fucking stream. Blinding. We are coming up to a minute in and nothing happened yet. It's fucking boring, this game, isn't it? I suspect this one might not be as wild as some others have been recently. That's my feeling on many of the fixtures today. Angie, the Golf Pro, says nearly went for Grabby but wiped out. I see James Street saying he's Salakovic captain. Our friend Coach is in. Notifications turned off. Beer in hand. Slancher, mate. Matthew Hobbs. How long until the first Riverside, motherfuckers? For those playing the drinking game, please have some drink. Woodyback says Redbroth first. I thought you weren't joining in. Woodyback messaged me and he said, can't watch it today. I'm gutted. You were going to go and watch Frozen with your kids, you told me. Jeff Holt wants Ian Hart first. Mark Dorney saying Van Nistelrooy first. Andy, let's talk in. Lauren Robert first goal. Let's go. Brad Lewington saying Stephen Gerrard. I can tell you the first goal is in and it is at Filbert Street. And Chelsea clean sheet is gone. The goal scorer is Dean Sturridge for Leicester City and the assist goes to Robbie Savage. Leicester City 1, Chelsea 0. Goal for Dean Sturridge, Robbie Savage with the assist. One 0 Leicester. There you go. Himbo saying Marcus Stewart's drew a goal. Cal thinks it's going to be Beckham. It's not. It's going to be Dean Sturridge. Pep talks in saying hello. We have a goal at Anfield. The goal scorer is Jari Litmanen for Liverpool and the assist goes to John Arne Riisa. Will be very popular for quite a few, I should imagine. Litmanen has put Liverpool in front. John Arne Riisa with the assist. I'm not fucking happy with this camera position. That's better. Now I just got to sit fucking still. That's hard work for me. Let's chill out. Have a fucking beer. That's what Bricky says. Hello, Bricky. How you doing, mate? Billy Hadaway, Melchiot pick for the last 2 weeks. Not gone well. Thank you for those giving the odd update that the stream looks good as well. Really pleased to hear that. There was no point me really explaining Wednesday why it was going on towards the end of the second half. We'd sort of figured out, and then me and Chris spoke again a little bit yesterday. I'll cut that. Important goal from Ellen Road. Goal scorer is Mark Viduka for Leeds. The assist goes to Eric Bakker. Goal for Leeds. 4 minutes gone at Ellen Road. Mark Viduka is the goal scorer. The assist goes to Eric Bakker. Yeah, as I was saying, me and Chris had a chat yesterday and we kind of sussed what we thought went wrong towards the start of the stream and then what went wrong during the first half. And we think we've remedied that, so it shouldn't happen. So, as I tweeted afterwards, was very confident that today would be better. Thank you, Panda, in the chat. Flapjack, triple Spurs and captain. Never thought I'd see the day. Can I tell you what? All you lot have gone triple Spurs are fucking nuts. Welcome to my world, by the way. Now you know what disappointment's going to feel like properly. I did consider adding Redbroth as a third, genuinely. But I felt for me, Keller and Salakovic was enough. There is a disallowed goal at Tottenham to update you about, by the way. Redbroth lays the ball off to Stefan Everson. He stabs home from 6 yards, but the goal was ruled out. Sheringham had drifted offside and was interfering with play. We have updates for you on the 3 goals scored so far for Leicester, Liverpool and Leeds. All the L's, but none of them losing. Losers. So, Leicester quick out the box here. Robbie Savage pushing up high from right back. Hits a hopeful cross into the box, and Dean Sturridge rises highest to give Leicester a great start. At Anfield, plenty of early goals today. Here at Anfield, Reese advances with the ball down the left, passes infield to Littmanen, and he turns on the ball and drives home low. His 3rd league goal of the season. And a quick start for Leeds. Baka gets to the byline, crosses to the near post towards Viduka. He ends up in a mismatch against Finidi George and heads home. I believe that's Viduka's 2nd goal of the season. We have a goal at Spurs. Just waiting for confirmation on the goal scorer there. We go live to White Hart Lane. Get in. Teddy Sheringham has scored for Spurs. The assist goes to Sergei Rebrov. Spurs lead Southampton 1-0. The popular Rebrov has an early assist in that game, and Teddy Sheringham is the goal scorer. God, Teddy, lad. Sheringham's 3rd of the season, and I think that's a 3rd attacking return for Rebrov as well. Yeah, just 2 scored for him. So Sheringham currently Spurs' top goal scorer. Here's the information on that Spurs goal. Great build-up play from Selakovic, Everson and Rebrov. Eventually, the latter feeds the ball to Sheringham, and he hits it into the bottom corner. Great team goal. Brian Howard has limped off for the Saints, with Joe Tessum coming on. So 6 minutes gone at White Hart Lane. Come on, you Spurs. Already 1 disallowed, 1 scored. Spurs on top. Saints forced into an early change. Great Spurs. Did we like the Teddy stuff there? Come on. That was some late night work I was working on there. I learned how to rip audio from YouTube. Shh, don't tell no fuckers. For those who are going a bit early, please read the information below the column to your right. Here, somewhere. I'm going to get my fucking finger in the right place. I'm back to front, you see. Here. This stream runs on a delay. Don't beat James to the news. Please respect others, guys. Come on. We're in here to have fun. I don't know why you would... Even Andy Martin, it's his game. He's saying, turn the fucking notifications off and just enjoy the stream. If you're desperate and you want to act like a 12-year-old behind a keyboard, crack on. People are just going to mute you, which includes me, by the way. So crack on. Friend of the show, Richard Skeens in the chat saying, afternoon, hello, mate. Rams got Rebrov captain. Liam H wants to know what beer I got. The usual. I'm still on the Brewdog, the Punk IPAs, but there was nothing in the supermarket, so it was bottles. I was looking for some Beavertown's an alternative, but it didn't have them either. So fuck it, can't have beers. The bottles rather. Brad Lewandon says, does that mean you know the Spurs scorer, James? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can 1,000,000% assure you I have no idea what is going to happen in this game. I would not want to know, even if I could know. Plus, I'm playing in the game, so that would be against fucking everything, wouldn't it? No, I spent a little bit of time very late on YouTube last night, ripping 1 or 2, shall we say, chants off YouTube on the off chance that they would score. Teddy Sheringham was one of them. That's it. That's it. Our friend, happy to do a plug here. Friend of the show, Stephen White is in the chat. Beer care package time for you, lads. He's obviously talking to someone. Go and visit at Beer Nuts UK. They're doing brilliant care packages for loads of members of the FPL community at the moment. Go and get your gear off them because they're friends of the community. I'm going to be getting my guy captain some beers off them. So I'll be in touch with you shortly, Steph. And I'll probably get something for my fucking self as well while I'm there, actually, as it goes. By the way, if I... we got another change at White Hart Lane. Another injury for Southampton. Wayne Bridge goes off with Tahar coming on in his place. So 10 minutes gone at White Hart Lane. Southampton a goal down and 2 substitutions already. Simon Dowling says, is there an Everson chant? Nobody at Spurs was ever singing fucking Stefan Everson's chant. Did shout Redroth's, but I couldn't find nothing for Redroth. I had to pull some sound of people singing Teddy Sheringham's name at a testimonial. Dirt cheeky. Coaching as well, saying second in on being out. Stouts is the dream. Billy Hadaway, our second Suj for Cammy. We have a goal at Pride Park. Goal scorer is Chris Rigger, and the assist goes to very popular Georgie King-Clardsey. OOP again, 4.5 million. Midfielder has got the assist for Derby. They lead Everton 1-0. We are 5 goals into the 3 o'clocks. They have all gone to home teams. Derby leads Leicester, Liverpool and Tottenham. Dick Wellington says, I bet the other one is rude. I had absolute nightmares trying to find the proper Rude Van Nistelrooy chant. Nightmares. Next week I'll work on some more, see what I can find. I want to get creative, see if we can get Suj involved somehow with Suj not being here and not linked in as well. I want to see if there's a way we can do it and involve him in West Ham some way. Popular goal at Ewood Park. Grabby has scored again for Blackburn. John Curtis with the assist. Corrado Grabby takes his Premier League goal tally of the season to 6. He has put Blackburn in front against Middlesbrough. And I believe that's the second assist of the season for John Curtis as well. He was brought down for the penalty incident that saw Peter Schmeichel sent off. Excuse me. We should have some updates, pardon me, on those Derby and Blackburn goals shortly. Patrick Lawson saying, told you King-Clardsey will return. Everyone loves a know-it-all, don't they? Stephen Hampton was first on the bench. Brad Lewington said, yes, it started Rigger. Our friend Badger Marks got King-Clardsey first on bench. I was waiting for someone to dive in on Grabby. Let's talk FPLs on it. Go on, Grabby. I have to remember you lot are actually 30 seconds behind me, don't I? So, information on those goals coming in. On the Chris Riggett goal for Derby. King-Clardsey doing King-Clardsey things, beating Gravison, Xavier and Stubbs to win a corner. He gets on the set piece and whips up a perfect delivery to Rigger, who heads home. Watson looks injured here for Everton. Pete Clark is coming on. So a blow there for Steve Watson owners as well. I think I saw he was the second high scoring defender behind Lord Staunton so far this season, which blew my head a little bit. And on the goal at Ewood Park from Corrado Grabby, the Italian just can't stop scoring, and a lovely goal it is too. Hignett swigs in a free kick. The Italian cushions the ball down for John Curtis. Defenders swarm towards him, so he cleverly lays the ball back to Grabby, who scores clever. I think that he's potentially play at home and not play away. That's what I'm beginning to think. There's an issue with that with Grabby. The next two are Ipswich away and Tottenham away. There is a second goal at White Hart Lane. The goal scorer is Gustavo Poyet, and the assist goes to Sergei Rebrov again. 2 assists for Rebrov. Spurs lead Southampton 2-0, 14 minutes gone. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league. Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. We're gonna win the league. 2-0 Spurs. Poyet, the goal scorer. I actually think Poyet is a bad pick at the moment. I'm being really honest about that. I think he's a bad pick. But he has scored here. Rebrov with the assist. Sorry, what I was saying about Blackburn. It's Ipswich away, Tottenham away next. Then Newcastle at home. Okay, let's see how Newcastle get on at Charlton today a bit. Because I think a lot of the goals they've conceded recently have been a surprise, if I'm honest. Then it's West Ham away, which is fine. And then it's Arsenal at home. So I don't know quite how good it looks for Grabby. But, man, you can't argue at that price. But it's going to then be awkward, I think, if you have him or if you're going to get him. when you do and when you don't play, because it really looks like there's a time to play them and a time not to. Would they go to Ipswich, for example, and play that horrible, basically 4-3-2-1, which is like the most defensive 4-5-1 that anybody can set up with? Information on the Spurs goal. More wonderful attacking play from Spurs. Selakovic finds Rebrov, who rolls the ball into the on-rushing Poyet just outside the box. He catches it beautifully and the ball flies in. Spurs home and dry already. Question. Telling you, mate, it's in the bag. Going to win the fucking league, mate. Blackburn clean sheet is gone. The goal scorer is Paul Ince and the assister is Dean Gordon again. That is Dean Gordon's 4th assist this season. He's got a goal as well. It's awkward, isn't it? Because they're not going to have too many clean sheets by the looks of it. He's 5.5 defender, but he's playing left midfield. And it's the sort of one you start thinking, man, he's the sort of one where I think if you're going to get him in, I don't know, is it worth looking at 5-2-3s, 5-3-2s? I think a few are beginning to think that way. Simon Dowling says, anyone else go Everson over Rebrov? Andy's saying, play Grabby every week. Can't go wrong at the value. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, you're not going to expect him to score every week at that value. Billy Hadaway, this looks like one where the Sims keep banging. Yeah, it could be. The thing is, and here's the issue with Grabby, I think it's going to be a really big talking point now that he's scored again. Yeah, he's unbelievable value, but should you have 3 premiums or 2.5 premiums, as I would like to call it, that's the case against. That's where it's at. Because, if somebody had Shearer, Henry, Van Nistelrooy, and I know Henry's been desperately unlucky, then it's hard to say, you should go to Grabby for one of them. You're stripping the value somewhere else. And if you're pulling it from the forward lines, where's it going? Are you then pumping it into the Verons and which at the moment doesn't feel worthwhile? Does allow you probably to go Henry and Van Nistelrooy. You can just pick from there. So here's the update on the Middlesbrough goal. Grabby can't stop scoring. Dean Gordon can't stop assisting. Alan Johnson crosses from the byline. Gordon controls beautifully. And with Friedel bearing down on him, he cuts out the keeper and tees up Ince for an early finish. Easy finish, sorry. Update from Leeds. Harry Kewell has picked up a yellow card for tripping Pablo. Cal Norbury says he's rotating Ginola and Grabby. Pep Talk have to get Dean Gordon. See, the issue with Middlesbrough as well is what's coming up. So nice fixture, Derby at home next week. But then following that, it's Arsenal at home, Liverpool away, Tottenham at home, Fulham away. I have update on a goal from Anfield. We'll join there live. Steven Gerrard has put Liverpool 2-0 up against Aston Villa at Anfield. And the assister will be popular as well. The assist goes to Stefan Henshaw. Man, that was a lucky break getting Gerrard there. Steve Gerrard, first attacking return of the season for the Liverpool legend. Stefan Henshaw with the assist. Villa crumbling as per usual on the road. 2-0 to Liverpool at Anfield. They have matched the early 2-0 lead of Spurs. Alan Motte took out Grabby for a hit. And Curtis on his bench. Hippier places Gerrard inside his own half. He advances with the ball before unleashing from 30 yards. Unstoppable. A negative for Liverpool though. John Arne Riise has limped off. and is replaced by Jamie Carragher. That's probably the bigger news than the goal, I would suggest. So Risa owners looking good on an assist and a potential clean sheet and a double point haul. You are likely to be stuck on the assist and a 1-pointer. Obviously, we have seen people pick up bonus points from these randomness of fucking 20 odd minutes. So there is a good chance that he will still be in the bonus and you could still have a 6-pointer or so. That 4 points is not a fucking disaster anyway, is it? So he has got you some sort of return as he assisted the first. Remember, guys, if you go across the bottom here, you can see obviously our friend FPL Captain's got all the goals and assists from the day running along the bottom across the day, and obviously to the right here you can see obviously the general of all the scores. Please, for those joining the chat, please read the note there on the delay on the stream. I am about 30 seconds behind real time. It suggested that you turn off the notifications for the Fantasy Champman account during the stream if you want to join in with the chat. Richard Skeen saying Mayor for Resurrounds. We don't know yet. It could be a 6-pointer, right? Could be a 6-pointer. You never know. Probably not, but you never know. Sorry, James Conroy. The assist goes to Henshaw, if I'd not clarified that. Sorry if Hippier just came out. They both start with a H. It is Henshaw who's got the assist. Apologies. I own Hippier, so it was always going to be Henshaw, right? Thank you, Adam Baines, for your comment in the chat. Newcastle United clean sheet is gone. There is a goal at the Valley for Charlton Athletic. It is not Jason Yule. The goal scorer is Sean Bartlett, and the assist goes to Chris Powell. Charlton lead Newcastle at the Valley by a 1-0. Pep Talk saying Reese has been a nightmare so far. It's a bit harsh. Richard Skeen said penciled in, but he'd already penciled in the 10-pointer for Reese. I think once you got the assist there at the start, you had every right to be honest. Villa away from home on this seems to be absolutely shocking, don't they? You can see more goals there for Liverpool. That's why I went looking for the Gerrard chant. So I thought, yeah, do you know what? If he's going to score, it's probably this one. Brad Lewinden's got Rebroff, Gerrard, Rigger and Risa. And yes, here it has soon enough come. The third goal has arrived for Liverpool at Anfield. Possibly another popular one this. Goal scorer is Igor Biscan. The assist goes to Emil Heskey. Igor Biscan has given Liverpool a 3-0 lead with 23 minutes gone against Aston Villa at Anfield. That one is surely done and dusted. Emil Heskey with the assist. I don't know in total how many goals Villa, in fact I do know. So it was 5 at Blackburn, 3 at Charlton, 3 here. They're on 11 goals conceded despite keeping an early clean sheet. Game week 1 away to West Ham. Adam Baines has benched Biscan. Bad times. Jose Vargas, what happens to FTs when you wildcard? Have 2 currently but think I need to wildcard. It's the same principle as FPL, mate. If you wildcard on the other side, you'll have 1 free transfer. We have a goal from White Hart Lane. And it is a first Spurs goal for Stefan Selakovic. Get in, my boy. And the assist goes to Stefan Everson. Spurs 3-0 up against Southampton. Selakovic, the goal scorer. Assist for Stefan Everson. Spurs and Liverpool both lead 3-0. Imagine I'm missing a Spurs home game and this is the one I'm missing, you know. Cha, man. Things I do for you guys. John Jacobson says Villa kept a midweek clean sheet. It's a Mickey Mouse Cup, mate. I saw Sunderland lost again in that. Peter Reid's got to be job under threat, isn't it? But they hold Manchester United 0-0 at the moment. Hey Bingham, 3:01 PM. Think this is going to be a quiet one. 3:24 PM. Chaos. Oh, not yet. We still have only got the 1 away goal, which is obviously the Middlesbrough goal at Blackburn, scored by Paul Ince. I see Selakovic's goal looks to be very, very popular in the chat. I see Billy Hadaway is one who has captained him. Clayton Fernandez is another I see there. Hassan Kala sums it up really good. For fuck's sake, Spurs are too good. Not quite. Flapjack, triple Spurs cheat code. Clean sheet wipeout. Bottle captain Selakovic, but never mind. We'll take the goal. An update on the Sean Bartlett goal for Charlton, which is his second of the season. McAllister plays the ball wide to Powell. He plays inside to Bartlett, who jinks past Marcelino before finishing on his weaker left foot. Lovely stuff. I think the Selakovic goal has been the most liked of the tweets from the Champman account so far. Speedy says, which game has more goals by 90 minutes, Liverpool or Tottenham? Probably Tottenham. Tottenham will win like 4-3, mate. Would Liverpool win like 4-0? James Conroy saying Selakovic 31% owned now. Optimus has 4 goals for his team at the moment. Nice going there. Selakovic is the first return for myself. Pet Talk says Villa missing Steve Staunton. Listen, they weren't missing him when they got battered at Blackburn and Charlton as well, mate. Simon Downing says, I presume we don't know the extent of Reese's injury till post-game. No, we won't. We won't. Unless there's something where they can give detail, they might. They might say, for example, in the chat, which I will confirm if they do, it's serious looking, for example. Thank you, James Conroy. Nice comment there, pal. Thanks, mate. Spurs on fire. Ziga crosses into the box. Everson finds Selakovic, who turns nicely on the ball before hitting it high and hard into the net. Spurs smashing it. And Ziga has gone off injured for Spurs as well. So not only are Spurs matching Liverpool for 3-0 leads, they're also matching them for their left-sided defender going off injured as well. Christian Ziga has gone off injured, unfortunately, for Spurs. And Ben Thatcher has come on to replace him. And I can assure you, that's a mortal fucking blow for Spurs. Obviously, unlike Risa, no return for Ziga. Highly likely to be a 1-pointer. Adam Bain is saying, I think I'm going to regret benching Arca. 28 minutes gone at home to Manchester United. There is a goal at Ewood Park. And it is gone to the popular Alan Boxic of Middlesbrough, who I know Luke from Scout and his video was speaking really highly of, saying he could near enough be a set and forget his value. He has put Middlesbrough in front at Ewood Park. There is no assister for that goal. 28 minutes gone at Ewood Park. Blackburn 1, Middlesbrough 2. There are only 2 away goals scored so far in the Premier League in this game, week 6. And Middlesbrough have both of them. A. Bingham saying Veron cruising to a 59th minute sub. Speedy's right, yeah. Southampton to win 5-4 is probably just as likely. Yes, quite a few people did buy Ziga this week. 74 to be precise. 74 new buys for Ziga. He was the 5th most bought player this game week. Just for Billy Hadaway in the chat. I think he wants to down a bit of a drink. Riverside, motherfuckers. I think they're better in the bottle, actually. Middlesbrough lead. Johnston again involved. He crossed for the creation. He sees his first header saved by Friedel, but is left with the simplest of tasks to tuck in the rebound. Great game. Wish this had been the lunchtime match. Oh, you chose West Ham and fucking Arsenal. You know, that's like boo and booer, isn't it? God. I wasn't even looking at the updates, to be honest. Fuck that shit. Just an occasional glance to see if Canute had scored or not. Simon Dowling, well, so hard to pick 3 strikers in this game. Seems like we have about 9 good options. I think we're heading to a point now where we're probably going to be, the majority are going to end up with Grabby, 10 million, 13 million. That's where I think the template is heading towards. Thank you, Sean Murphy. Gary Shepherd, hello mate, was really tempted by Boxic but went for Grabby instead. Can't complain. You definitely can't, mate. You got that 2 million going spare as well. Somebody, I don't know your name, sorry, I don't speak that language, was debating Zola to Boxic all week, for fuck's sake. Nick Griffith, damn it, Johnson needs some returns soon. I think he's been unlucky. Just looking through the chat that's been coming in, he looks like he's been involved in the Middlesbrough goals. Selakovic was looked like he was second assist in the first 2 Spurs goals as well. Clean sheet wipeout. We'll get that updated for you. I can confirm the assist for the first goal was Henshaw. It's an error in the graphics, my friend. FPL captain, when you've got a spare minute, my friend, can you update the Liverpool assist from Hippier to Henshaw, my friend? That's part my fault because I probably said at the time that it was Hippier. So that's on me, not on FPL captain. The assist for the second goal, just to clarify, was for Stefan Henshaw, not for Samir Hippier. My friend Chris, if you can get it updated when you got a minute, please, pal. Thank you, sir. It looks like a quiet moment anyway, buddy. Do your thing. Oh, it's going down well today, guys. Dick Wellington. Do we think Staunton can win his place back? Well, I understand, Dick. My sources tell me that he's applied for a full-time position at Butlins and he might not be returning to Aston Villa at all. Huge shocker there for 45% owned Steve Staunton. My friend FPL Captain is in the chat. He says he has updated the assist. That's on me, guys. My error. So when it rolls round again, it does say Hippier at the moment as it's rolling round. For what I see, when it rolls again for yourselves, you should see that that's updated to say assist, Risa, Henshaw, Heskey. Stefan White, FPL Captain, is a genius. Well done, mate. Yeah. Hammer boy. Brian Ewell, I think if James says Hippier, then it is Hippier. Brian, Hippier's in my team, man. So, it's just, I don't know. How many teams you got with defenders with 2 H's? There you go. There's a trivia one for you. Find me a team that had 2 defenders other than Hippier and Henshaw who both began with a H. Off you go. Go Google him. FPL coach saying, what job at Butlins? I understand it's a full-time dancer. It's going to be dancing for the kids. James Conroy, confusion on that assist. Is the account tweeted assist with Henshaw? Skitchener goes to Hippier. It's Henshaw. I'm sure it's Henshaw. Oh, mind you, yeah, looking at the chat, it does say Hippier plays to Gerrard. Andy Martin, sort it out. Whose assist is it? Hold on, Chris, it might not be you. It does, to see the second goal in the chat, it does say Hippier plays to Gerrard inside his own half. So there is some confusion. I wonder if they've done it on purpose, the buggers. Rory Beaumorte, our friend Rory, this is the famous Rory, by the way, whose rank's good, by the way. Hegum, of course, 3 H defenders. A few others saying that as well. Champman, FPL guys, if any of you are in, can you confirm who got the assist for Liverpool's second goal? Was it Henshaw or Hippier? I'm prepared to offer a £5 for Hippier, personally. There is another injury, though, at Anfield, just to confuse things a bit more. Liverpool are walking this game, but it's another injury blow. Vladimir Smica looks in a lot of pain here, and he is stretchered off to be replaced by Danny Murphy. Now, those sort of ones where stretchered off suggests rather than they've gone off injured that it's possibly a little bit more serious. Derby County's clean sheet is gone at Pride Park. There is an equaliser for Everton, and the goal scorer is Duncan Ferguson. Everton have equalised at Pride Park. The scorer is Duncan Ferguson. There is no assist for that goal. Yes, somebody at Tom who got the assist and ask him, who got the assist, mate? So, yeah. I don't know, Chris, our friend Captain, I don't know if you should update it or not. In fact, I'll tell you what you should do, Chris. Change it to be confirmed. That's the best thing to do, mate. Update it to be confirmed. Because we really don't know, do we? I'm inclined to think it's Henshaw because when it come up goal and then assist. I have updates of a big and important goal at the Stadium of Light. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Cha-la-la-la-la. Now, he's only got the assist, in fairness. Ronnie Johnson is the goal scorer for Manchester United. But the assist does go to Ruud van Nistelrooy. Manchester United lead at Sunderland. Goal scorer is Ronnie Johnson. The assist goes to most captained Ruud van Nistelrooy. Don't be disappointed with the assist. He's my fucking captain as well. I'm opening another beer. FPL Panda, Steve Staunton equals Lord of the Dance. Graham Shun and others, please take note of the description below the full list of scores. This stream is on a delay. Charlton clean sheet is gone. The goal scorer for Newcastle is Craig Bellamy. And there is an assist for Norberto Solano. 2 assists in a couple of minutes for me there. I own Ruud and Nobby. So Newcastle level at Charlton. Craig Bellamy, the goal scorer. That's his second of the season. And Norberto Solano with the assist. Can everybody read David Strom's comment in the chat, please? Heavy Finger 7 says 7.6% own Hippier, Henshaw 0.5%. There is a second goal for Leicester City at Filbert Street. It is a second assist for Robbie Savage. The goal scorer is Muzzy Izzet. Leicester 2, Chelsea 0. For the person asking in my chat, yes, Ruud van Nistelrooy, as I said a couple of minutes ago, is my captain. Andy G, the Golf Pro. Do you think Jeff Stelling could do Soccer Saturday on a few beers? Yeah, I reckon so. Why not? I reckon half of them do it cut, to be honest. They're normally eating through the whole thing, aren't they? Yeah, pissed, vape, all that shit. It's 2020, guys. Luka Malbasic. Assist for Los Polos Hermanos owner. Nice. Very late update that I've got on this Duncan Ferguson equaliser from Pride Park. Everton equalise against the run of play. Valakri is booked, giving away a free kick. Gemmell plays it in. The ball ping-pongs around the box. Poom makes a couple of good saves. But eventually Ferguson fires home a scrappy goal. Simon Dowling, Gallus was such a shite pick. Yeah, it was at the start. I was quite happy to get rid after a few weeks. I left it for a while and I was like, no, fuck this. I can't be dealing with that rotation with Chelsea. Bollocks to it. It's just a personal opinion of mine. Interesting run for them coming up. West Ham at home, great fixture next. Then Everton and Derby away, Liverpool and Leeds at home. So I think a lot might dive into a trap of buying them next week and then coming back in on the other side and thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I still want this. Update on the Ronnie Johnson goal for Manchester United. United scored from their first period of sustained pressure. It all comes from a Beckham free kick. There's an almighty scramble in the box, and eventually the ball pops out to Van Nistelrooy. He passes to Johnson, who fires home. FPL fan, do you think Merson has a couple before? And I don't think Paul Merson probably does, actually. I think there's others that probably have a couple of beers on it. I don't think Paul Merson is one of them, in fairness. Dave Perrins, James had commented above, but it was a Henshaw assist. Do we know? Do we know factually? I think the chances are it's Henshaw assist. That was the first announcement. Ooh, news in from the Stadium of Light. Veron not involved in the goal, obviously, and a further blow for his long-suffering owners as he picked up a booking in the aftermath of that goal. It's hard to justify keeping him despite all the brilliant work and assessment that was done by all the guys in the simulations. It's just not... You can't be having 12 million and 1 assist in 6 games if he blanks today and then comes back with 1 point at there. It's Liverpool at home for them next. Then there's the attractive Charlton at home fixture. Then they have Tottenham away, Aston Villa away, Southampton at home. I think with Liverpool next, if you're still on, it's probably time to start spreading, I think. But I think his time will come again. Update on the Craig Bellamy equaliser for Newcastle. Warren Barton knocks the ball in for Christian Besaidis. He heads down to Solano, who tees up Bellamy in space. The Welshman makes no mistake. His 4th attacking return in 5 games. This is the least that Newcastle deserve. Suggestion there that if the pattern of play continues, there will be more to come from Newcastle at the Valley. Jose Vargas says, I hate Veron. Andrew Martin, who got the assist? Are you saying Henshaw assist? We've got confirmation. If Andrew Martin says Henshaw assist, I'm happy to confirm that it's Henshaw assist. Dave Perrin's simple goal. Thanks, Andy. I did know that, but straight over my head. Update on that second Leicester goal for you. Robbie Savage at it again. This time he plays a 5-yard pass from just inside his own half to Muzzies it. But he does the rest. He dribbles past Gallus and Zola before bending in a wonderful long-ranger. Goal of the season contender. What would Titus Bramble say about that, guys? Dave's asking Andy to tweet about the Henshaw assist. He says, Andy, can you tweet it? I'm pressure washing the patio. Lol. What's the apron doing, guys? Oh, dear. We are just over a minute to half time, guys. Quality. Really good fun as ever. I'm guessing and assuming that everything on Wi-Fi, etc. has held up pretty good and fine so far today. Eric Nez Onstad, lol, after disastrous last round, dropped 5 other places. I kept faith and captained Veron. It is important to say at this juncture, there is 45 minutes to go. A. Bingham says, good to see Zola playing behind the back 4. Chris Bateman, I heard it was a raking 5-yard pass by Savage. Dave, I'm not sure if I want to read that out loud, mate. He says, Elaprin is feeding me the hose. Is that what he calls it in his spare time, pal? Thank you, Late Riser 12 in the chat. Top man for that, mate. Thank you, Speedy. Thank you, Rory. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, A. Bingham. Thank you, Patrick Lawson. Simon Downs. West Ham Arsenal, the first 0-0 we've had. No, I don't think so. Just for clarity, the official account and Andy Martin has sent a tweet out. Sorry for the confusion. Henshaw does get the assist, not Hippier. Henshaw was the assister for that Liverpool second goal. Heavy Finger 7, yeah. I mean, I assume that she's at home and in the next room with a baby. I mean, if she wanted to go out and have an affair, then now's the perfect time. I probably wouldn't know about it, but then I'd hear the cat or the baby screaming. Might be the giveaway. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Clean Sheet Wipeout. No, Villa won 3-0 last week, Jack. Patrick Larson missed the Solano assist. No, he got it, mate. Thank you, Paul Coleman. Stephen White with a great shout that our friend, and it is confirmed half times, by the way. Our friend Chris is such a fucking ledge FPL captain. He nailed the clock on 45. So he's going to change it to second, but now this week, unlike Wednesday night, it will roll when it restarts. It should roll through to 90 minutes. So he's not going to reset it to 0, which is a little better. Singular Live, who are the guys who produced this system. Chris would explain it better than me. So Chris tells me they've actually been very helpful with a couple of requests. So fair game. Shout out to them. Billy Hadaway, didn't Everton get a 0-0? Yeah, probably. Mac Morrison's definitely right. Villa Derby game week 2 was 0-0. Thank you, David Strom. Brad Lewin said, yeah, he pulls it at 45 minutes. Amazing. FPL captain with a laughing emoji. The pressure is real. He's a star, man. Everybody fucking drink to that guy. Make sure you drink to that guy. Anybody playing along, Riverside motherfuckers. Let's drink. Mark Dorney, 2 goals, 2 assists, and 2 potential clean sheets. Okay, so far, I guess. I'm on. I don't want to say how many potential clean sheets. I'm on 3 potential clean sheets out of my 4 defensive. I've lost. No, actually, I'm on all of them. I'm on 4 potentially. I'm on all of them. All my guys are clean sheets at the moment. That's Keller, Hart, Blanc, and Hippier. Not to be confused with Henshaw, obviously. I have Salakovic goal. I have Solano assist. I have captain Ruud van Nistelrooy assist. Thank you very much for the nice comments in the chat, guys. That's fucking lovely. Really cool. Ram saying top clock work there. Brad Lewin, captain, was ready and waiting with his finger on the mouse at 43 minutes. I bet he was. Thank you, FPL Mac. Aritaro, thank you very much. Thank you, Andy Martin. Frodo, thank you. I think, yeah, Speedy, this is a good shout. We'll talk about it. I think we should put FPL Captain's Twitter handle up there as well. I think you're right. I think he deserves that status as part of Team Planet FPL. So anyway, if you haven't already given our friend Chris a follow at FPL Captain with a K, do get our guy up to well in excess of 200 followers. I love that he's timed his Twitter following by like 1,000 in 3 days. It's cool. Thank you, Simon. Glad that's going well. Thank you, Coach. Michael Devlin's got me on a 60-inch TV on his wall. Christ. Just have to put in some. Bad Linda's having fun. Good. Cole Norbury, who are you aiming to beat in the overall standings, James? The fucking lot of you. That's the plan. That's the plan. I've got a plan. It's very fixture related. That's my plan. I can't access like the amazing work that say Luke's put in on his videos in terms of the in-depth data into the game. Where I can win out is from the planning perspective. That I can potentially get a one-up on people. So that's where I'm hoping. The intention is to try and win the whole gig. And it's possible, right? The chances are that somebody in this chat is going to win the whole thing, which is brilliant, right? Dick Wellington says Lord Captain. Pep Talk is half time, pal. Late Riser says, putting myself a strong one. This one in the name of FPL Captain. Rory's having a half-time circle jerk. Take you that long, pal. Thank you. Let's talk FPL, Andy. Stephen White. You think I can do trick rapes? The fuck, man? I'm fucking 36, mate. Stop all that shit. See that tweet that our mate Tom Campbell sent out? 260,000 likes. What a guy. And the best bit was, we filmed a video that I helped Paddy at Fantasy King 2. I have to say I helped with. One of the clips of me volleying a football was in it. And I'm 36 and I volleyed a football over the fence. Ah, man. Tom Campbell, you won out with that tweet, mate. Star man. Love Tom. Brilliant, brilliant guy. You can go and follow him at Utley TC. He's joined a couple of the streams, even though he's not playing because he just loves to crack. Oh, look, fuck, he's there. Tom Campbell. Awesome stream this, James. Brilliant work on the graphics as well, Chris. Fucking hell, top man, Tom. Nice to see you, mate. Not that I can see you. You know what I fucking mean. Gary Shepherd is still in the top 1K. Yeah, I think he had a good week in game week 5. I think he got about 70, Gary. I don't know. I didn't. He messaged me at 10:46 and he said, what time's deadline? I said, you got 44 minutes, fuck off. But I don't know what he did with it. Josh Riddle, brilliant watch. Thank you, mate. On Hart, Blanc, Keller for clean sheet. Those fingers crossed. Suj not fancy jumping on one of these. Well, the fact that we're pinging off 2 different places in the first place to get this going, I don't think I want a chance having a third one at the moment. But I did say at the start, I am hoping, I'm going to speak to him in a week, see if we can do something. Maybe get him as a bit of a Chris Kamara or something, get him involved in some way. I've got an idea, but I'm not fucking sharing it. Stephen White, yeah, the mayor looks 26, talking about Tom. Tom, you're such a handsome bastard. It really fucking annoys me as well. Stop putting up, like, pictures on your Twitter feed, like half naked and stuff. It's bad, man. Brad London, hopefully more of the same in the second half. Yeah, Matthew Milton, 0 attacking returns so far. Rory, eat your heart out. You lot need to get over the Rory thing, because we took the piss out of him this time last week and we shut the stream and he fucking captained Boa Morte, didn't he, the fucker? And he killed all of us. Thank you, FPL Andy. What's the time? It's 3:53. If there's anything in the 7 minutes or so that you want me to particularly discuss in a little bit more detail, doesn't have to be Champman FPL, but it's obviously the focus of what we're doing. Now's a good time to pop it in the chat. We can have a quick chat about it before the second half starts. Mark Dorney, ranked 23 at present. It is half time, mate. Do not worry. Sam, I don't know if Suj made any transfers. I'm going to assume that he did. Billy Hadaway has an interesting idea. I'm not saying anything more. Liam asks, how's the kid? He's very good, thank you, mate. He thinks it's fucking Christmas because, you know, kids need attention all the time. So he's 16 months old and he's just stuck in with his mum and his dad all the time. So he thinks every day at the moment is brilliant. Getting him back to nursery as and when is going to be a fucking nightmare, I suggest. Stephen White says, question, do you think Suj will finally get his first top 10k finish? I should think so, Steph, but knowing him, he'll cheat or something and get thrown out and still not make it. Andrew Martin, first manager to get sacked in this. Well, Peter Reid's got to be favourite at the moment, but actually, I wouldn't mind guessing it's Glenn Roeder of West Ham, actually. Wouldn't mind guessing that. Josh Riddle, throwback pod on the fall and rise of Luton Town in the last 15 years. Are you a Luton Town, Josh? Luton Town fan? Problem is, I said this before to someone about if I do things like Luton, then I've got to do Bournemouth, and then there's others as well. And it's a difficult one because it would be interesting for me to investigate, and that as well. I'd really enjoy it. I don't know if the masses would appeal to it. The throwback that we just did was on the on Thursday was on, I think would interest a lot of you nostalgics. They're particularly good ones, the Thursday throwbacks. Just had a look at the Ajax team from 1995 and what the players did in their careers. Fascinating, that Champions League winning team. Basically, 8 of the starting 11 came through the Ajax Academy. Incredible achievement to go and win the Champions League. We looked at the careers rather than what Ajax did at that time. Next week, we're looking at the Keegan years at Newcastle. And I think we will touch on the second period as well. So that should be an interesting one. And there'll be plenty of Newcastle, I think, on our main podcast Monday night as well. Suj is doing the investigative work on the takeover to try and find out who these guys are. So for those who have liked the Suj detail on things, he's very good at it when he goes into it. I think Monday's pod should be a really good one. Gary Shepherd, if you could sign someone for the Spurs champ man team, James, who would it be? R9, is that all right? Can I have Ronaldo? Liam H, sounds like my dog. Are you talking about my son, pal? Matthew Milton says, hate to say it, but Sir Bobby thinks could be first to go. No. Jose Vargas says, do you think you would still be such a football fan if you didn't live in the same city as the team you support and couldn't watch live games? I can't answer that. I've no idea. I can't remember further back than not going to Tottenham. So I just can't really answer it. I don't know how life would have been. If I got brought up in a different way and never had football like thrown in my face, then I don't know. I'd probably be a completely different person, wouldn't I? So I can't answer that. I've no idea. Adam Baines, Pete Reed ends up at Cov again. I'd be pissed off. Ian Parrin, James, if you could handpick any season to run retrospective virtual fantasy FPL one, which one would it be? I'd probably go for 2001-02, to be honest. There, Ian, I'd say. Sam Leslie, shout out to Marty C, catching you at a rate of knots, mate. Pet Talk, how many clean sheets do you guess there will be this afternoon, James? All right, let's have a little prediction. So we've got West Ham and Arsenal's obviously banked. So Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, Leicester and Leeds are the only ones left of the 3 o'clocks. I reckon 3 out of those 5 will hold. I think that Liverpool will hold. I think that Manchester United will hold. And I think Leeds will hold. Andrew might confirm we have 1,500 players, just over now, which is fucking ace, guys. Josh Riddle, yeah, ever been the Kenilworth Road? One of a kind. Yes, mate, I've been to Kenilworth Road a couple of times. A couple of years ago, I went and watched the under-23s play at Luton in the Checkatrade Trophy. Finished 2-2. Luton won on penalties. It's like going in someone's house. It's an incredible place, Kenilworth Road. You will be much better off when you get a new stadium. I know it's nostalgic and all that, but you really need a new stadium, man. Stephen White, James, please do the FPL Soccer Saturday on Game Week 38 this year's FPL if Spurs are away. No. No chance, Steph. Sorry, mate. Spurs are away, but I'll still be watching Spurs. Don't give a fuck, mate. I'll be watching Spurs. I'm not doing it, mate. You know me. It's not happening. I'm watching Spurs. That's my priority. Even if we could be 9th and have nothing to play for, and the title could be up for grabs, the bottom 3 could be up for grabs, I'll still be watching Spurs. Home or away, no doubts. 97, 98 is the second. We're picking fucking years where Arsenal won the title for. Pick a different year. Coach as well saying 97, 98 was a classic. Flapjack, Brentford's always my favourite. It's the only one in London I ain't done. Gutted. And I should have made an effort to go there this year because they're obviously moving stadium. I don't know why. I never end up going to Brentford. We even played them a couple of times in the 90s as well. Never went. I tried to go. They played Reading. Oh, your team, Flapjack. I'm sure they played Reading one year to get up from what would be League One now. I don't know what it was then. I'm sure it was Reading. I tried to get a ticket. I couldn't get hold of one. Ben Thompson, our Sheffield United correspondent in the house. Good morning / good afternoon. Hello, mate. Wishes everybody else a hello. Ian Parrin mentioned obviously about David Seaman. We think he's keeping his place. I think the consensus is becoming that he is keeping his place. And at 5 million is really interesting. I just know that we'll all get on and then he'll lose his shirt. It's just my opinion on it. FPL Badger, Kenilworth Road and Roots Hall were probably two of my favourite grounds. Proper old school dumps, yeah. I've been to Southend as well, Mark. Yeah, that's a place and a half as well. Mark Tawney, love going to Plough Lane as a home fan season ticket back in the day. Plough Lane, I think, I've never been to, excuse me. But I think my dad would tell you Plough Lane was probably the worst. Late risers in the chat saying timer on point. You know what that means? We were actually a minute into the second half. We're underway. And there is a change to report from White Hart Lane. This one is not making any sense. Chris Armstrong is on for Darren Anderton. Good job, I got a chant for Chris Armstrong. No, I haven't. Chris Armstrong's on for Anderton. The fuck does that mean? Is that Salakovic at wingback, possibly? Wow. Liam, no, I didn't go to Bolton, mate. Bolton. The fuck? Boundary Park. Oldham. No, I didn't go to Oldham. "47 minutes in. Quiet start to the second half, other than just to recap that Chris Armstrong has come on for Darren Anderson. For those who might be joining in the chat now a little bit late, please do read the note below the list of scores to your right over here. The stream runs with a delay. Don't beat James to the news. To incorporate the graphics into the stream, I'm running on about 30 second delay from when I speak to it landing into YouTube. So please respect others in the chat. Try not to spoil the goal alerts, etc. as they come in. Some reason most people want to hear it from me first. Graham Sean, 4 forwards for Spurs. I can't work out what's happening now. I've no idea. No idea what that's all about. We have an interesting yellow card at Filbert Street. First action of the second half. Celestine Babiara is booked for pulling back Daniel Sturridge. Chelsea look frustrated here. Leicester obviously lead by 2-0. Andrew Martin, Spurs going with 5 forwards at 3-0 up. Andy, what's that fucking formation, man? The fuck is that? What are we doing? We are Tottenham. Super Tottenham from the lane. Simon Downing, Spurs move to a 4-4-2 maybe. Oh, sorry, I thought you said Boundary Park, Liam. Boothbury Park, Hull. I never went to the old Hull. I've been to the KC 3 times. Sorry, I thought you meant Boundary Park, Oldham. Boothbury Park, of course, was the original Hull City. No, I never went there. Spurs never played there by years of existence. To my knowledge, might have been a friendly or something. But I've been to the KC 3 times. I had 5-1 win there, 7-1 win there. The only one my dad didn't come with me for, it was freezing fucking cold and we drew 1-1. Lucky bastard. He went in beautiful sunshine for the 5-1 and 7-1s. Thanks very much, Andy. You have a good time with your little one, man. Hope all's well. Ads come on Shearer. Bricky, Layer Road, Colchester was a shithole. Yeah, never went there. I obviously went to the new gaff in September. Less said about that, the better. Pep Talk saying Spurs formation 1-4-0-6. Yeah, these guys on the tweets today, they're cocking me up here. They put Daniel Sturridge in the tweet. Yeah, Dean Sturridge, guys. It should be, shouldn't it? From Leicester, who got pulled back for the Babiaro yellow card. Obviously, Dean Sturridge and not a fucking 8-year-old Daniel Sturridge. Yeah, correct. 5 minutes into the second half and no goals as clean sheet wipeout points out. What's going on? FPL coach saying Hoddle's lost the plot. Pep talk, rather be first choice. I might sacrifice Ian Hart after this one, actually. I think Leeds coming up, Villa away, Fulham away. Everton at home, Arsenal away, Chelsea at home. Everton at home would see the clean sheet. Villa are a very different side at Villa Park to what they seem away from home. Fulham, we know, are capable of scoring goals at home. I don't know. It might be the right time to dip off him, actually. It's something I might consider. Wouldn't rule it out. With some bookings at the Stadium of Light. Early bookings for Varga and Lesland is in the second half. Van Nistelrooy has put a half chance wide. Sunderland are doing okay here. Quiet start second half around the grounds so far. Yeah, Andy Martin, complacency, pal. That's it. You're going to fuck off and play virtual FPL now, you wanker. You're good, mate. It's easy done. It's so easy done. Paul Mayer has 8-year-old Daniel Sturridge created his awkward robot dance yet. I don't know, yo. Shit, wasn't it? Kind of a fucking celebration was that. Late riser, Rebrov goal in 5, 4, 3, 2. And we don't have a goal at White Hart Lane. Rory, don't mind goals. It's the pre-60 defender subs I'm worried about. Yeah. Into the 53rd minute now. Ian Parron, this seems to be quite regular. Plenty of first half goals and tails off in the second. I don't think that's always been the case, Ian, from my short memory of doing these streams. Pep Talk says it was like this in midweek. Loads of goals in the first half and then quieter in the second. Mark Buchanan, who would you bring in for Hart, mate? Well, I'm thinking Tarico and then moving funds, but I could just go Rufus Tarico. It's something I'll think about this week. I'm not sure if he's worth that 6.5 million, and he's so highly owned. I told you my advantage is probably from the fixtures, so I want to try and manoeuvre that way if I can. Not saying I will sell him, but it might be that now's the right time if I'm to make that sort of move. And I do really like Ipswich's run for, I think it's a full 8 game weeks, to be honest. Let me see if I can get their full fixtures up, actually. Just bear with me. Let me have a quick look for that. Because they've got a blinding run, Ipswich, that goes on for quite a while. So they're Blackburn at home, West Ham at home, Sunderland away, Bolton at home, and it's Tottenham away, and my screenshot didn't go any further than that. Plan B, hold on. Dive in the old Google Sheets now. This will fuck up the Wi-Fi, won't it? Don't fuck up the Wi-Fi, James, whatever you do. Which means I can't get in the manager sheet. Right, yeah, Ipswich. So, as was saying, so it's Blackburn at home, West Ham at home, Sunderland away, Bolton at home, Tottenham away, then it's Fulham at home, then Villa at home, then Southampton at home, then Middlesbrough away, then Everton at home, Arsenal at home, Chelsea at home. Got a massive run of home games coming up, huge. Obviously, Arsenal, Chelsea towards the end of that's very difficult, but coming up in the run of that, got a massive run of home fixtures coming up, Ipswich. Still no second half goals. Let's play a little game. Which team will score next and who will score it? We'll award 20 bonus points to every person who guesses correctly. At least it gives the Planet FPL pod a chance to have a rest after the first half. Not really. Andrew Martin Serrani hasn't got a clean sheet today, but good option going forward in my opinion. FPL coach, Ipswich in Europe as well though. Do they have a squad for both? Possibly not. But then I'm not looking to get in, best players. They say, Trico, 4.5 million defender. It's an option. Use it, don't use it. That's what I'm thinking. And Bolton's the other one, as I said really earlier, really interesting. Next 3 all at home to Sunderland, Derby and Southampton. They then follow that up with Ipswich away and Aston Villa at home. So they're 2 teams I'm really going to be... I'm actually going to delve into sort of Whitebeard's numbers. Thanks for all the work you're doing, Whitebeard, and anybody who's helping out on Whitebeard stuff at the moment as well. Have a real look into the numbers this week, particularly at those 2 sides. Simon Downs, so home game's big in this. Tarico, very tempting. Stephen White's just shouting rude. Why not? Flat drop, Redroth Will. One of the clean sheets has gone. And as you can probably see from the graphic, it has gone at White Hart Lane. The goal scorer for Southampton is Paul Murray. I think it's fucking Paul anyway. If it's not, then it's P. Murray. The assist goes to Anders Svensson, which I think there's an undercurrent of liking for this Southampton lad. They also have speller fixtures that doesn't make me happy, Southampton. Arsenal at home, Newcastle at home, Bolton away, Charlton away, Man United at home. I'd rather have that 6 million in someone else at his value at the moment, personally. But I think he'll be a good pick. I think I would have strongly considered him if he'd been fit at the start, actually. Good player, Anders Svensson, in this and in real life. It's a good player. Excuse me. So, Spurs, Casey Keller, clean sheet, gone. Welcome to my world. I told you this will upset you, this Spurs bollocks, didn't I? Never know. Southampton might pull this battle away now. Spurs are playing about 6 up front, aren't they? Update on that. Murray goal for Southampton. Southampton have been poor, but they've scored. Svensson plays nicely, passing to Murray, who moves in on goal and finishes low past Keller. Can they improve enough to score 2 more? Fuck off. FPL chance of fuck's sake, we lose 4-3 now. Nah, we get the atmosphere going. Be alright. Richard Sking doesn't feel so bad about Ziga now. FPL coach inevitable with Armstrong in defence. What's going on? What's going on with that system? I'll tell you what I think, maybe. I think they might have gone to a back 4. If you think Thatcher come on is more defensive than Ziga, and they moved Perry or Richards to right back, and moved Anderton into midfield with Poyet, and the rest are just doing their fucking thing in front of that. That's what I think is probably the most likely. Was it Anderson went off, wasn't it? Oh, I don't fucking know. So Lakovic and Poyet in midfield and the front 4 are just doing their thing. We have a penalty at Ewood Park and Blackburn Rovers have it. Penalty to Blackburn at Ewood Park. Now Craig Hignett took the penalty against Aston Villa. Bent looks around Mark Crossley, but the keeper gets the man before the ball and it's a penalty. Just a yellow for Crossley. Could have been worse. Craig Hignett scored a penalty versus Villa. Can he do the same here? Crossley is a penalty saving specialist. Yes, don't remind me. Saved a penalty from Lineker in the 91 final. And also the only man to ever save a penalty from Matthew Letizier. But he hasn't saved this one. Craig Hignett has equalised for Blackburn Rovers. The assist goes to Marcus Bent, who was brought down for the penalty. So Craig Hignett there with his 2nd of the season. Both penalties. He looks to be the penalty taker for Blackburn. Gary Shepherd, Keller killer. Yeah. I suspect there's a lot now in here. It's all gone quiet now. Fucking Spurs clean sheet bust. I mean, welcome to my world, right? Stephen White saying 3-5 incoming. I've been there before, pal. Late Riser said he sold Svensson this week to fund Redroth captain. That's absolutely fine, mate. Hey, Bingham says Crossley also had great hair. Update from the goal at Ewood Park. Hignett makes no mistake, hammered home. Some changes here too, and we're at that time, aren't we? Pearce and Rickard. So Ian Pearce obviously making his debut following a transfer from West Ham, and Hamilton Rickard both booked. Went off on 55 minutes to be replaced by Stockdale and Wingdas. And now, just after the 60-minute mark, it looks like Dunn on for Hignett and Nemeth on for Greening. So plenty of thanks for Hignett for dispatching the penalty there. Alright, you've done your fucking American kicking job. Now fuck off back on the bench, mate. Guys, just to repeat, if you're joining the chat late, please take note of the wording below the graphic. Here. Oh, fuck it. Here. It's really awkward when you're looking at yourself the wrong way around, I can assure you. The stream is on a delay. When I speak, it doesn't hit YouTube for about 30 seconds. The recommendation is to turn off the notifications for the Fancy Champ Man account, or just don't look at fucking Twitter. Just enjoy the stream, enjoy the chat. Try and keep it clean for everybody else who doesn't want the spoilers. So I'm guessing from that we're past 60-minute mark and no real update on major substitutions or anything. So potential clean sheets. There's no sort of 59th minute club here as such this week. So general's going to be quiet this week. James Conroy says, feels like it's going to go wild for the next 30 minutes. It's way too quiet, isn't it, James? It's way too quiet. Pep Talk, no point having Spurs at the back in this game and are much the same in the current FPL. I don't disagree with that, actually, but I think Keller is the one that offers value, and I think it was a very, very easy move. Schmeichel to Keller. If anybody had asked me that, I would have said, yeah, get it done. There will be something for Spurs defensively in this little period, I'm sure, but yeah, don't expect it regularly. It looks like Spurs are going to be winning home games and conceding, generally, as a rule of thumb. Graham Sean, it's a dangerous word to use in the chat, but I know what you're saying there, mate. Is he a player that only scores in home games? No, he scored at West Ham, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago? So I don't think that's the case at all. We do know there is a bias to home performance in these simulations. Darren Addy, there is just under half hour to go, mate. If you're top 10, you're still doing a lot better than 1,400 others, mate. Keep your chin up. There is a substitution at Anfield. It's timed at 63 minutes. The game is petering out. Liverpool have taken their foot off the pedal after the third and cruising. Two changes for Villa. Dublin replaced Merson on 55 minutes. And Angel has now just been replaced by Darius Vassell. Very forgotten. You forget really that Villa have got Balaban, Angel, Vassell, Dublin, who obviously scored at West Ham in game week 1 and hasn't really been seen since. Speedy, this Henri Van Nistelrooy Shearer frontline has been a little less exciting than last game week. Ain't going to bang every week, are they? You'll get trends and they'll change. That's all normal. That's all normal. Pep Talk adding to my point on home fixture bias is certainly a big thing in this game. That's why I'd have a brief look at Bolton. 3 really good home fixtures to come. Yeah, they're shit. Is it any different to diving onto Charlton for the dub? We've got 3 great home fixtures in a run. A lot of them priced that you can get very easily. So where I was thinking, I'll get rid of Nolan, I'm now kind of thinking, I'm not playing him. I would say that, by the way. But I'm now thinking, well, he can sit there as cover bench in the short term at least. That's less of a problem for me beginning to think, I need to get into like McPhail level and Jermaine Wright, who isn't even playing regularly for Ipswich. It's a bit annoying because I think he could have been a good asset. Excuse me. Our friend Tomo in the chat saying, I hope Rebov can get a goal to add his 2 assists. Took a -4 to get him in and captain him. Be interesting if it stays like that, what the bonus looks like in the Spurs game. Very interesting. That could go a number of ways, I would say. God, it's quiet, isn't it? Andrew Martin, Grabby's trend never changes. What do you mean by that, Andrew? You giving away information here? A. Bingham always liked for sale, one of the what-if players. God, he played a lot for England, didn't he? But he always did alright for England. I think that's why he was probably quite well liked. He always did okay for England. He was basically became the go-to if Owen was out for quite a while, wasn't he? When there was so many other good forwards knocking about as well. It was a strange one, but he was one of them who got his chance for England and really took it. There is a clean sheet bust. And it's at Ellen Road. There is an equaliser for Ipswich Town. The goal scorer is Pablo. The assist is for Martin Reusser. Q, I think, mass. What the fucks in the chat. Leeds clean sheet is gone on 66 minutes. Equaliser for Ipswich scored by Pablo. Assist to Reusser. I'm just waiting for the chat. Yeah, Speedy with a good point there. If someone had mentioned it earlier in the chat, no transfer windows open till March. Can be transfers at any time. Information on that: Pablo equaliser. Reusser crosses to the near post, and Pablo heads the ball past Martin for an undeserved equaliser. A number of subs to report too. Singh off for Matteo for Leeds. For Ipswich, McGrill, Finidi and Stewart are off for Gardso, Armstrong and Magilton. Tommy, Hart is gone. He's fucking gone. Andy G, oh well, everyone has Hart anyway. And that's what I'm thinking. With them fixtures coming up for Leeds, is now a good time to take the chance and not have him, because the majority will still keep him. I think there's enough there. People go Villa, Fulham, Everton. I mean, the Everton one's going to be like, because Everton just look like a side. If they score first, they're going to win games, and if they don't, they ain't going to do fuck all. That's how Everton look to me. Talking of Everton, some substitutions to report at Pride Park. Kevin Campbell and David Unsworth have gone off, replaced by Nicholas Alexanderson and Nick Chadwick. Derby are well on top, pushing for a winner. Everton offering very little. Having just said that, obviously Everton did score first today. We should be due 7 minutes Fulham team news as well. And it is really quiet this second half. Was that 2 goals in half of a half, basically? Simon Dowling, Pepto, I'm not far off you with Hart, Southgate, Reese, Gallas and Alpine. James Conroy doesn't have Hart. He's happy with that. Brian Yule, state of my defence. Staunton drops. Keown sent off. Ziga injured. Keller and Hart no clean sheet. Hippier robbed of an assist. Not sure Hippier was robbed of an assist. All you need now for the set is obviously a Villa goal, Brian. If Villa do score, I drop in my DMs, pal, and I'll pick your chin up. Billy Hadaway's calling it Brian the new Rory. So, clean sheets only again. We're in the same position we were in on Wednesday night. 3 clean sheets being held. And on this occasion, it's Leicester, Liverpool and Manchester United holding those clean sheet. Graham Sean, Jim Magilton, there's a throwback. He was a good footballer, Jim Magilton. Good footballer. Man, must have won a shit ton of caps for Northern Ireland. He's a good footballer. Andrew Martin confirmed that his dead team is one of the 2 teams to have Alex Anderson. There is a substitution to report of at the Stadium of Light. It is surprisingly even here, at the guys. A blow for Manchester United as Roy Keane hobbles off with Paul Scholes coming on. Other subs to report: Gary Neville replaced Dennis Irwin on 61, and Craddock came on for Varga on 55, and Niall Quinn is on for Leslandis, which is interesting because, as I said at the start, Leslandis is the only Sunderland player with an attacking return so far this season. He has scored twice, and there have been no assists for either of his goals this season. So that doesn't hold too much hope for Sunderland playing against arguably the best team in the game. Simon Down, United defence seems really important now. Possible double up. Yes, it's something I'm thinking of because I only have the two in terms of assets. So I can make the move. I have Blanc and Van Nistelrooy. It's not this week with Liverpool, I don't think, although they're more than capable of keeping the clean sheet in that. But then Charlton at home, Tottenham away, Aston Villa away, Southampton at home is nice enough afterwards that I think, yeah, could be looked at. I wouldn't rule myself looking out at Dwight York either, actually. I know he's not returned yet, but keeps fucking playing, doesn't he? Eventually he's going to have a mad one. Paul Mann, Irwin banks the clean sheet. He'll have loads of ownership. Dennis Irwin, I'm sure. Probably it's got to be next to no one, hasn't it? A. Bingham says, yeah, 5 cheap defence is the way to go. It seems I'm not convinced about that. At the moment, you've got United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. After this, Arsenal banked their clean sheet. Liverpool and United both on for clean sheets. I'm not convinced that cheap is the way to go. You've got to get what you pay for. I'll have the bottle, please, love. Amazing. Say hello to the FPL community. Good girl, right? Cheers, love. Love you. Liam, would Suj make a better Bianca Westwood? I'll tell you what, Bianca Westwood would make a better wife. My wife fucking hates Bianca Westwood as well. Always. What's she fucking doing this? And always give her the shit games. Send her to fucking League 2, Dagenham and all that crap. Where was it? I think she was at Dagenham, wasn't it? When she was getting blown to fuck, weren't it? And she thought the game got abandoned. And Jeff was like, no, wait, love. They haven't abandoned it. They've just taken them off for a bit. It's just hailstones. You're waiting to piss in rain, girl. She was like behind the goal with a fucking umbrella taking her away. You got to look for that one on YouTube. Cracking. Shamil's in the chat. Hello, pal. Happy birthday for yesterday. Hope you're keeping well, buddy. Ian Parent. Cheap mids is the way to go. I think that's probably more on course at the moment. Yeah. I did message her, by the way, and say, can you knock us up a beer here, love? Clean sheet wiper. Ashley Cole, possibly the best move away from Hart. Yes, possibly. But obviously, Arsenal have a sustained run of away fixtures, so they've kept one today against, in my opinion, what probably looks the worst team in the game in West Ham. Although, with some of their assets, they shouldn't do, but defensively, they're shocking, right? They've got Southampton away, Middlesbrough away, Charlton away, which are all very winnable, but they're all away. And we haven't got the understanding of Arsenal's performances away from home yet in this simulation. We don't know it yet. And let's be honest, haven't overly impressed in them home games yet compared to what a lot of us thought. Then they have Leeds at home and then Blackburn away. So, again, I don't know if the timing's right, but yeah, Hart to Ashley Cole. That at this time with the fixtures feels a little bit sideways to me. But we'll see. I'm not sure I want Rufus sitting around in my bench as well. I can't see a position where I'm going to want to use that. I mean, Charlton go to Everton next, then Manchester United, then Arsenal at home, and then it's Southampton at home, Leicester at home. I do have a run of home fixtures, but I can't see me ever want to be in a position, unlike a double game week, where I'd ever want to start him again. So it could just be that going Rufus Tarico just puts me in a stronger squad position, possibly. Yeah, no more. Team news is in from Craven Cottage. I'll bring that to you in a second. Just why obviously I message my wife and say thanks, love, and all that kind of shit. Now I'm going to get this up on my phone because I can read it better on here. Okay. So we look generally safe on the Fulham team. I'll read this out to you. It's the usual 4-4-2. Van der Sar, left to right defensively. Betsy, Wadu, Goma. Sorry. Harley, Wadu, Goma, Betsy. In midfield, Legwinski, Malbronk pushing on as per usual. John Collins, Stoices. Is someone missing out from there? Barmorte and Marley up front. Luis Sahar is on the bench for Fulham, missing man. So too is Kieran McAnespie, Zach Knight, Sean Davis, Mike Taylor is the substitute goalkeeper. I'll interject there before I do the Bolton team because Chelsea have scored at Leicester. The goal scorer is Mikel Fossell and there is an assist for Gianfranco Zola. Chelsea have scored at Leicester. Leicester's clean sheet is gone. It is 2-1 now at Filbert Street. Fossell is the goal scorer. Assist for Gianfranco Zola, sold by a massive 79 this week. Moving on to the Bolton lineup. So they are the usual 3-4-1-2, if you will. Jaskalainen in goal. Back three is Warhurst, Hendry and Ngotti. Left wing back Charlton. Right wing back Maddison. Nolan and Franson. I'm beginning to feel like this might be becoming the midfield two for them. And Rodney Wallace behind Henrik Pedersen and Michael Ricketts. I think that's the favoured front two. On the bench for Bolton, Steve Banks is the backup keeper. Nicky Saville, Bo Hansen, Jermaine Johnson and Jabril Diawara. Information on that Fossell goal for Chelsea. Chelsea have been pushing hard and we're now set for a great final 15 minutes. The goal to get them back in it is straightforward. Zola puts in the corner and Fossell rises highest to score the header. Chelsea to snatch a point or more? Question. Boom. Rory looks like he's got Zola. I told you, don't worry about this boy. Jose Vargas, what's the West Ham goalkeeper situation? The situation is that Tom Phillips is the 4 million goalkeeper they bought for like 100,000. He's got the shirt. He's kept a clean sheet today. I presume he gets it. Luke from Scout is far more in the know than me, has suggested he could well be rotated at any point. And as soon as David James is fit, which is probably 5 or 6 game weeks away, then he'll be back in. That's where we're at with that, basically. Excuse me. Coach has got Goma and Beaumont. Mark Dorney's got the Zola assist there. Pep talk. Are you there, Hasselbank? Simon Downing still thinks selling Zola was the right move. Yeah, that's fine, mate. Cal, Mark Dorney, don't spoil goals. You heard it. Read the message. Ian Parent at Simon Down yet got me to rev off FPL Chancer. Beck's out to beef up my defence. Feels a thing. Optimus, all my players will not play at second half. Most of them are playing, I should imagine. Sam's defending Mark. I didn't spoil the assist. Make sure you're on live, guys, is the tip on that, by the way. Brian, your Man United aren't as free scoring as I thought they would be. Cal, fair game, mate. Good shout there, mate. Saying sorry. Liam H, how did you rate David James in real life? James, I rated him as someone very capable, but like many others, somebody incredibly motherfucking erratic, rather. Sorry. By the way, it's low, isn't it? Riverside, motherfuckers. On his day, very, very, very good. I think at West Ham was probably his best spell, actually. I think when he was England number one, he was rightly number one, sort of around 2003, 4 and that. But yeah, you never had no confidence in him. You just just knew he was going to make bricks, man. He couldn't fucking help himself. Eric Bravo. I'm sorry if I keep butchering your name, by the way. Eric, is there an easier way to say it, or let me know if I'm saying it wrong? He's got Burnmore, a captain. Gary Shepherd, Sunderland more resilient than I thought it would be today. Paul says, still only think of David James in that damn penalty shootout in 04. I wouldn't blame him for the fact England lost on penalties. Clean sheet wipeout. Can't let's have 10 minutes of madness. He's fucking quiet, isn't it? 10 minutes to go. Rory Barnway, the chat is live, but the stream may be at slightly different times for some of us, so that's fair game. The best thing is just wait a bit longer, then wait 45 seconds. FPL captain, check to see if you have a red dot next to live on the vid. Talking of Riverside motherfuckers, Adam Boxic has scored again. They lead Blackburn 3-2 at Ewood Park. Paul Ince has his second return of the day as well. He has the assist. Boxic, 7 mil. Am I overthinking by thinking about someone like Pedersen with that fixtures? Middlesbrough have Derby away, Derby at home, Arsenal at home, Liverpool away, Tottenham at home, Fulham away to come. Is Boxic the consistent one in and around that value where he should just stay there? I think he's one. If he's going to be fit, you put him in and he stays there, and that's it. Adam Baines thinks David James is always a dodgy keeper. I think that's what most people think. Ian Parry, most English goalkeepers are the same. Yeah, dodgy. Nick Griffith, exactly like Pickford then. Howell Henderson has yet to get the number one spot, bewilders me. He will get it. Information on the second goal for Boxic. Great goal. Egiog plays it long. Ince flicks it on. The ball bounces through to Boxic. The big Croatian makes no mistake, lobbing a perfect finish over Brad Friedel. Blackburn replaced Janssen with Johnson shortly before that. 8 minutes to go at Ewood Park. Middlesbrough lead 3-2. Coach is in the chat saying, Boxic, legend. Simon Downing, Calamity James. Yes, that's what we all called him, Simon. Cal might have to go Boxic. Simon Downing, Ince seems a serious, sneaky, under-the-radar pick. Billy Hadaway, tough fixtures, but he might be able to score against anyone. I don't disagree with that, Billy. Stephen White, death of the premium striker, whereas this, 3 days ago, I've got to get 3 premium strikers. Pet Talk, Boxic is a great pick, James. Don't overthink it. Yeah, but I might. Graham Sean, oh man, Boxic is the man. Mark Dorney, Luke thinks I'm Boxic. I know Luke was saying really good things about Boxic on his stream. I have seen it. It's a great stream with Luke and Andy, by the way. Bill Chancellor, totally interested in Boxic. She will surely do better than Grabby long term. But you always get a random one in these sims, and Grabby looks like he might be it done. Brian Yule, Boxic for Shearer might have to be considered. Joel Stour, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Shearer, Boxic. Do I really need Rebroff? That would be my 3 if I go Canute to Boxic. Ian Parrin, Shearer to Boxic is a possible move. We're all very reactive to goals in terms of what we want to do, don't we? I want to beat people on the fixtures. That's where I think there is a slight advantage. I can't beat people on their knowledge of the game. Andrew Martin, everyone is so reactive. Someone gets a brace, everyone climbs on. Exactly. There is a huge goal at Elland Road. The goal scorer is Harry Kewell and the assister is Ian Hart. Leeds lead Ipswich with 6 minutes to go. Harry Kewell is the goal scorer. The assister is Ian Hart. And watch it go. Leeds 2-1 up against Ipswich. Kewell the goal scorer. Hart the assister. And yes, I do have both. So maybe it was just a huge goal for me. But I think Kewell's ownership will still be solid enough. And obviously Hart's ownership is massive. John Monson. Hart essential again. Cal, we never dated you. James Conroy. Hart. Yes, I thought the chat would go off. He's great for me because I'm announcing it, and then I know 30 seconds later the chat's going to go bang. It's kind of cool. I think most of well respecting things. Those who are respecting in the chat, by the way, which I think is 99% of you, really well done today, guys. Surely the winner. Leeds deserve. Batty wins a free kick in a dangerous area. Hart puts in a wonderful delivery, and Harry Kewell meets it with his head to finish past Sereni. We are just over 4 minutes to go. Clean sheets intact for only Liverpool and Manchester United. Liam H says, what flavour vape you got? Which just feels really random at the moment, but I like it, mate. Mixed fruits. Shout out to you, mate. Possibly question of the stream, I think. Speedy said, I'll be lucky to get 35 points this week. Wait till you get all that bonus in, guys. Let's see where it's at. Woody back. Woody back. Aren't you meant to be watching fucking Frozen, pal? Came on to watch last 5. I see people are still shouting. I'm not sure they are, Woody back. Ian Parrin gives a big smile. Art redeems himself, says Billy Hadaway. Flapjack. I've converted him. Come on, Tottenham. Paul Mayer, chat has been great today for no spoilers. Credit to all these fine folk. I agree. You know, I don't get personally why people feel the need to go or kill or whatever. I just don't get it at all. But that is part of the enjoyment of the chat, I guess. So, but I think 99% well done. And the more we do it, the more people get used to it as well. The graphics, as far as I know, have held up brilliant today as well. So shout out again for my man Chris, FPL captain with a K. Go give that boy a follow if you're joining in late. Adam Baines literally wants to make 7 transfers every week. FPL Badger, have you changed teams, sir? FPL Mac, Rebroff, do something. I would suggest from the captain returns, if we consider what did we have, Henri blank, Van Nistelrooy assist is most, Shearer is going to be blank, Rebroff 2 assists. It's actually the Rebroff, those who've gone Rebroff are the ones that are winning right now. So, you know, 2 assists could well hit a top bonus as well. You never know, and suddenly he's looking at 11 point at times 2. So, you know, it's the Rebroff guys who are winning, and perhaps a little bit like this time last Saturday, perhaps the Bohemorta is going to kill us again in the 5:30 for those who, like me, don't own. I'm hoping Steve Malbronk can match whatever he does. Bill Woody back. Frozen 2, done and dusted. Again. Manchester United's clean sheet is gone. Sunderland have equalised. The goal scorer is Gavin McCann. Manchester United clean sheet gone. It is 1-1 at the Stadium of Light. Gavin McCann with the equaliser 2 minutes from the end. They are rooted to the bottom of the league, but they are holding the favourites for the title. Gavin McCann has got a late equaliser for Sunderland. Massive goal means the only clean sheet that remains is Liverpool's. Wow. Wow, I'm going to have a beer while I watch the chat go nuts again. Drama just after Bellion replaces Phillips. It's a late equaliser for Sunderland. Arca crosses into the box. The ball comes to Gary Teal. Bartis saves his shot brilliantly, but McCann follows up and scores. And Sunderland deserve it. Wow. Richard Skeen, Peter Reid, salvation. Scala, lol. Wow, Silvestre not going so well then. No, Lauren Blanc as well not going so well. Billy Hadaway, come on now, Bex and Rude. I suggest from the commentary, guys, Sunderland sound like they've been full value for at least a point here against United. And perhaps those who were constantly saying, I think the guys were saying on their Sunday night stream, Sunderland will come good. They next play Bolton away, Liverpool at home, Ipswich away, Newcastle away and Everton at home. It doesn't feel right going for their assets on those fixtures, I would suggest. But perhaps one to keep an eye on in the coming weeks. Perhaps they are not as bad as what the league table has suggested. Sean Murphy, Peter Reid, Sade for another week. Brad Lewandon, amazing for me as I don't own any United defenders. Ram, late driver. FPL coach with a great point amongst the madness. Big impact potentially on bonus with that one as well. FPL Chancellor, the 7 managers who own Dennis Irwin, loving life. Okay, I think I might be back, guys. Basically, I don't know what happened there, but the system went down that supports all the graphics, etc. But it popped back up. So yeah, perhaps refresh your YouTube feed, which seems to be working for a few. Yeah, so you're probably it looks like I came back quicker than I realised and acknowledged. Sorry, guys, I don't have confirmation on full times yet. I mean, all the way to 90 minutes, didn't we? Well done, boy, Chris, captain. I don't know if he did anything to fix it. He fucking might have, the genius. I can confirm full-time whistles have gone. Liverpool clean sheet locked in. They are the only ones from the 3 PMs to keep a clean sheet. Andrew Mines, Spurs is now 3-3. Yeah, there's spoilers and then there's taking the piss. Got you, Spurs. Nice win today, mate. Get us back up that table. I will now revert to phone. Excuse me while I wait for the bonus points to... Oh, shit. Excuse me. Bonus points to come in. Thanks for everything today, guys. Really good fun again. Thoroughly enjoyable on my side. I hope it was for you guys as well. Although it does seem like this one genuinely could be lowest average so far, I suggest. So the little bits of returns that might have been knocking about, for me, like Salakovic and Kjell, Hart assist, Hippier clean sheet, Solano assist, Captain Van Nistelrooy assist. Little bits that might put me just above average and what sounds awful. And that might be the case for a lot of you, actually. So let's wait and see how we look after these bonus points. Steph White says he checked flash scores looking on the buffering. That wasn't planned, guys, but yeah, it's just a bit of 90-minute drama. It was not planned. There's no way I would do that intentionally. Thank you, Gary Shepherd. Thank you, Bill Hadaway. Darren Andy says, fuck me, Stella never passed wind live. Well, you don't know, right? Plus, he ain't fucking drinking like me, is he? Okay, right, let's get on it because I see some bonus points are coming in. And we start with a team from the Riverside. Oh, shit. Fuck. Overflow, spillage, no problem. Yes, we start with Middlesbrough at Blackburn Rovers. 3-2 winners. Game of the day, maybe. I don't know. Top bonus goes, unsurprisingly, to Alan Boxic. There are also 2 bonus points for what will please many, Alan Johnson and also Paul Ince. There is 1 save point bonus for Brad Friedel. 4 bookings in the game for Middlesbrough. Mark Crossley, Ian Pearce on his debut, who was also replaced on 55, so returns a 0. Gianluca Festa, Hamilton, Rickard. So as I said, Pearce went off on 55, so did Rickard, Stockdale, Windass and Nemathal came on for Middlesbrough. David Dunn and Damien Johnson were used as substitutes for Blackburn inside the final half hour. Nothing else to report on that. Right, we'll go to the next. I will go to the Valley. This is a good one for me. Charlton still a point. Newcastle should have won this. Top bonus goes to a sister of the Newcastle goal, Norberto Solano. He did get the assist, didn't he? He did score. I think he got the assist. 2 bonus points go to a number of players. There are 7 in total. Chris Powell, Richard Rufus, Sean Bartlett, Jason Yule, Jason Wilcox, Shay Given, and Craig Bellamy. There are 3 save point bonus for Dean Kiley, 1 for Shay Given. When did Rob Elliott get sent off for Newcastle? Did I miss that? Rob Elliott got sent off after 61 minutes. Did I miss that completely? That's what the report says. Rob Elliott sent off on 61 minutes. Newcastle made no changes in the game. Charlton just the 2. Luke Young and Eddie Yowes came on for Kishishev and Robinson respectively inside the final 20 minutes. There were no other bookings in the game. We move on to Ellen Road. This is an interesting one. Top bonus goes to Herman Haridason of Ipswich. There are 2 bonus points for Ian Hart, Lucas Radaby, Eric Bakker, and Mark Viduka. No bonus for Harry Kuehl. 1 sub was Matteo coming on for Singh on 61 for Leeds. Also sub appearances for Ipswich, what we knew, Gardso, Magilton and Armstrong. Kuehl was booked in the game as well. So was David Batty of Leeds. So it's actually only a 6-pointer for Kuehl. Hart has outscored Kuehl by my maths there. There was nothing else to add on that Charlton game, was there? No. We will move on to Filbert Street. Leicester beat Chelsea 2-1. I guess perhaps a surprise result of the day. I can say in advance there are no bonus for any Chelsea players. It was just a 1 save point for Carlo Cudicini. Also 1 save point for Tim Flowers. Top bonus goes to Matt Elliott. 2 bonus points for Robbie Savage, Damien Delaney, Jerry Taggart. There was 1 booking in the game, which was for Celestine Babiaro of Chelsea. There were no substitutes in the game. Interestingly, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Chelsea captain Mario Stanic both returned 5 out of 10 ratings. Moving on to Anfield. Top bonus goes to Emil Heskey. There are 2 bonus points for Vegard Hegem, Igor Biscan, Stephen Gerrard, Yari Litmanen and Jamie Carragher, and also Aston Villa's Peter Enkelman. Enkelman also picks up 1 save point bonus. There were 3 bookings in the match. Those went to Yari Litmanen, Olof Melberg and Ian Taylor. Jamie Carragher obviously came on for Liverpool after 19 minutes for John Honorisa, so Carragher would pick up clean sheet points there. Danny Murphy was on for 34 for Vladimir Smica. There were substitute appearances for Dublin, Vassell and Boateng for Villa. Dublin actually replaced Merson after 55. Moving on to the Stadium of Light. Top bonus goes to 4.0 defender Bernd Haas. There are 2 bonus points for Ruud van Nistelrooy. There is 1 bonus point for Thomas Sorensen, Emerson Tome, Gary Till, Julio Arca, Jody Craddock, Ronnie Johnson and Juan Sebastian Veron. There is also 1 save point bonus for both keepers, Sorensen and Barthez. 4 bookings in the match. We knew about Veron, also Leslandes, Varga, Michael Gray. Jody Craddock had replaced Varga on 55 minutes. There were substitute appearances for Craddock, Bellion, Niall Quinn, Gary Neville and Paul Scholes. Also noteworthy as well that obviously Roy Keane picked up an injury in the 70th minute. We don't at this stage know the severity of that injury. Moving on to Pride Park. Derby dominant, but they can't get the win that they would have deserved according to the official account. Valakri playing a stormer, a good under-the-radar budget pick now, and he picks up the top bonus. He got a 10 out of 10 rating. There is also 2 bonus points for Chris Riggott, and there is 1 for Daryl Powell, Georgie Conclardi, Fabrizio Ravanelli, Alan Stubbs, and Mark Pembridge. Sorry. And Valakri, in spite of his 10 out of 10 rating, was the only player in the game to get booked. Daniele Diano was the only used Derby substitute. Everton used Peter Clark on 14 minutes to replace the injured Steve Watson. And there was appearances in the final half hour for Nick Chadwick and Nicholas Alexanderson. We move on to White Hart Lane. Spurs comfortable in this injury and bonus point fest. Top bonus does go to Sergei Rebrov. There are 2 bonus points for Chris Perry. There is also 1 bonus point for a number of players. Christian Ziga, Dean Richards, Goran Bnjavicic, Gustavo Poyet, Teddy Sheringham, Stefan Everson, Stefan Selakovic, Anders Svensson, Mark Draper, James Beattie. 2 save points for Paul Jones. Is that it? I can't fucking remember. I think that's it, isn't it? I think that's it. I don't think I've missed anyone. Brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyable again, guys. Thank you so much for your support and for joining me this afternoon. Brilliant stuff. Good day. Looks like average is going to be quite low. I think Rebrov captainers, despite him not scoring, are probably the winners here. Those with a Liverpool clean sheet as well, even if it's just, it looks like 6s as well generally. Doesn't look like there's too much bonus knocking about for, say, Hippier, Henshaw, so nobody's got away too far. So these little bits of assists, etc., is going to keep you ticking along. We shall wait and see what the average is after Lewis Boamorte destroys Bolton and I don't own him. Fingers crossed personally for Steed Malbronk. On Monday night's podcast, we will be talking Chapman FPL in a bit more detail. We're also going to be talking about the takeover at Newcastle United. I'm off now to decide on what's going into tomorrow's People's Poll vote for Tuesday's podcast. Wednesday quiz might interest many of you. I'm going to do a quiz on Wednesday on Premier League hat-tricks, which I think might interest many of you. Thursday's throwback will be on the Keegan years at Newcastle. But before that, I will see many of you back here Wednesday night for game week 7. Really look forward to it. Until then, ciao for now. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.